Stream Elements. Said, Zeus Magus is now live. Streaming software and game development. Day 16. Building a 3D game in Unity with the help of LLMs Hammer and Red. Level design and logic work.
Am I back or what? The answer is yes. I'm very back. Had a very busy week last week. work stuff. Like real work stuff. So, put a lot of energy into that. I think it worked out for the most part. Work stuff never ends. But that's why I'm here. And I'm back. I am working on my game again. I needed to take the week to focus on some other stuff, like I said. And because of that, I am excited to return here to this space to work with Unity again. And to make a project come to life. So that's what I'm working on. Make myself a little smaller here. I should put myself on TikTok, but I don't really care. TikTok's not as forgiving. Anyway, this is what I'm doing. My project is a jungle game, and I am currently... It took about a week and some change off, so it's been a while. Here we go. That tower is my big tower of jungle. That's Zach Braff, main character of the game at the moment. It's our male nurse. I think he's a doctor in the revival, but, you know, you'd have to watch the revival to know, I guess. I don't know. Alright. It says vitality. It's supposed to be life. Poison bush on the left that I made. Got some vines hanging straight ahead. That big panel is a portal that returns you right back here. This vine you can slide on. This flat rail vine you can slide on. You can jump off of them. As you can see, they have little poisonous bushes on the vine and on the vines you can ride on here. And then there's this big tower, which I haven't set up like a proper looking situation, at least with the mouse. So you can't look up at it, but it's enormous, and you need to get to the top. So that's part of it. I'm not doing this as eloquently as I've done it. I'm just very tired in one way, and excited to, you know, try my chops at this again. Almost. There we go. That switch took a second, but it happened. And we're good. Onto the water, maybe next time. Okay. So, my goal right now is to further develop and conceptualize how I'm going to improve this traversal tower. How to make it more interesting, how to just bring a little more life into it. So, or at least make it easier to progress through, because I do believe a non-linear route makes the most sense in this. But the physics are all a little clunky right now, and I think I can make this jump without the help of that vine. Yeah. The physics are a little clunky, but things are nice. And where did I take damage? Oh, on the poison spore things. Okay, so bouncy pad to bouncy pad to vines. I'm just tired. I'm not bored. Damn it. It sounded like I was super bored already, but I'm tired. And I guess I'm a little bored because I've had to figure this out, and I haven't had... last time when I did this, I had less than all the luck I wanted trying to get to that top area. And then when I figured it out, it was... it was not how I imagined it could be, which was a huge bummer. I also need to implement some kind of, like, swinging branches. But for this... Yeah, I thought I could do that. Nope, but I can't do it all. Damn. Dang. Alright, so I can tweak the jumping and the running and all that. But for right now, the movement's okay. It's just a lot of clunkiness. And I get caught behind the wall because I'm doing this across the wall. But ideally, the pro move here is this. To get up as far as I can to the top here. Supposed to be able to walk through those. We'll figure that out. Oh, and I can ride this up. Catch that. Oh, that was kind of it. Oh, I just missed that too. And I'm back down. Anyway, it's been a lot of that. And trying to figure out how to make that top area where I landed on that big log, like, actually work. That big log is cool. I've never landed on it. This should be plenty to make this. Oh, wow. That's why that worked. That's so funny. Alright. Anyway, I'm making a circular, linear path that the more I do it, the more I realize it doesn't need to be circular or linear in terms of how you travel anyway. It depends on how you figure out how to travel. So if you're capable of traveling, a little more creatively, then you should have the liberty to do so. Nothing should stop you except your inability to pivot and move, and you can always run the risk of dropping yourself down to the bottom and dying, but anyway, I'm going to try to make it up to the top because I made it a bridge, but I did something up there that isn't going to work and I need to figure out a better solution. I have these bounce pads, they're big. I could have mini bounce pads that are small. But the mini bounce pads could provide some kind of challenge for this. So this is what I thought I was going to do. And there's no reason I shouldn't be able to accomplish this. I should be able to successfully do this where I have multiple rails instead of this like weird single rail to single rail thing, because you move way too fast. By the time you make... never mind. Like I was saying when I was making it before, if you're... okay, so that needs to be flat. Otherwise you're not going to be able to land on that. Oh, yeah. Alright, so this is what I consider to be the halfway point of the bridge. And in my mind, this would be like a little cutaway scene, I guess. Or not a cutaway scene, but like... I don't know enough video games to describe it well, but when you're running through an area, the camera does a cinematic pivot and shows you a landscape or, a side profile view of the character in movement as a temporary, like, passage of time, like, area. So when you go from point A to point B, it basically, like, the camera will pivot and it'll see you going, and it'll reveal something on there. So, even though I have this big opening, I essentially will have it covered with a bunch of jungle stuff, and, you won't obviously run into it, you'll be in it when you start, is the thought, at least. And then you start to make your way up. This, I would consider to be the midway point, because as you're running, my thought is that you get to see the mid canopy and the bottom, but also like clues about what the top of the canopy kind of looks like. So you basically see the full landscape or the outdoor landscape of the game, so that it gives you like, man, I need to open up the bottom a little more now that I think about it, but like the ground area, and do something more interesting with it. But once I figure out what I'm going to do with that, you'll have this interactive understanding of what the ground area is looking like, which now I'm thinking is going to be kind of your harvesting area. And yes, you're going to have a lot more encounters. It's going to be riskier. But as you get to the top of the forest or the jungle, your resources become more limited as to what you can collect up there. But they're more valuable. I guess they're more rare. And then on the ground are your basic resources. It's like, okay, so I need to collect... Oh, God, I've been playing Arc Raiders. Moss. Or like some kind of algae. Or some kind of, green substance, plant, organism that is, supposed to give energy. I'm just spitballing here, but being able to grab that on the ground and then when you're running through here is seeing kind of like the greater ecosystem as a whole, because you would think you'd understand the forest from above, but really I think you could say you could understand the forest from the middle. So it's kind of like a sneak peek as to what the hell's actually in the forest. And you might see a panther, you might see like all sorts of animals moving, you might just see, silence, but like, I don't know. But the point is, you run here across this bridge and it pivots here while you're running. You don't turn, but it does that. And there's probably a wider opening and it slows down, or there's something where it really shows you what's going on out there. And then you cross the bridge, and then you have to keep going. To which I thought that was the highest point I made. I made it a little higher, it looks like. I made this relatively easy. Ah, right. I was trying to make a checkpoint. Do you do anything? Hey, you change color when I run through you. Cool. Alright, yeah, that's what I was working on. So, I ended up making a checkpoint, but I don't know if I can teleport right to it anymore, which is kind of the point. I should be able to teleport to it. So I'm going to fix the big wide log. I'm going to add a couple more of those vine rails that are side by side. And then I'm going to keep building up somehow. Maybe I'll develop swinging, like a branch swing. Because everybody's going to want to do that. How can you be jungle nurse? Oh god, it's cold. Jungle nurse if you can't do that. Give me a minute while I go get not cold. So I'm gonna get sick. I'm already feeling it. Terrible. Terrible. Alright, I will be right back. Alright. Alright. Oh. Oh. I just did the second up on my own. Alright. I am back. Okay. Alright. So, I'm going to start working on this, trying to catch up on what I've done. It's been fun so far. I turned off a lot of the visual elements because it started to look a little weird. And I started to learn these hotkeys. I forgot I just figured them out last time, so hopefully I'll be more aware and start using them more. Hand, move, rotate, at least, so start there. Okay. My instinct is to use that because of the video game movement that I've been using. But I need to go fix these rails, so let's go to the jungle tower vines. Here we are, inside. We are gonna fix that thing. Way too wide. Or too round, I guess. Wondering where Ophi is. Okay. It's oblong the wrong way. That's what I would say now. Fudge. Okay, wait. There we go. Boom. Nope. 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 It's the rotation, that's what I want. Doesn't seem like that should do that. Let's make it wider. Nope. Five. Yeah. 3, 2. I think 2 is fair. And then I tilt it. Nope. Nope. No. Didn't realize I was going there. I feel like I'm getting sick. This is rough. Alright. These should be what I'm talking about when I swing. Okay, so is this staticky? It's getting staticky. Ground yourself. Heed warning. Damn it. Alright, it doesn't. Can we design a I'm at 300,000 tokens here. Branches that the player will swing from. Horizontal. With their arms. Maybe one day they can swing from their legs if they are mid flips animation. You know what I mean? Hopefully it does. I can't ask these things like that because then I sound like an idiot, and then it's like, of course I know what you mean, bud. I know exactly what you're talking about. Alright. So swing for their arms or their legs. So I was thinking you can do this rotation momentum, and like obviously the first thought is you would do the rotation and it would send you up flying. But now I'm thinking is like, and I wouldn't want it to send you down, right? Because then it could fuck up kind of what you're doing. Now that I think about it, maybe an attack could be you jump up on a vine, and then like you can kind of target, and this is like when combat's enabled at some point, but you can target while you're up there. Like you can hold it, like you can hold the button and like either pick a target through that, pick a target through there, pick a target through your back if you have a back button there. You're able to pick, it'll auto target if there's an enemy, or you can just release. You should be able to target and use that swinging as an attack, basically, so you can do a loop-de-loop, and then on your second loop-de-loop it'll slow down, and then, or at least when you're targeted on something, it'll slow down, and then you can release and press an attack button and do a unique off the swing attack. Okay, that's just the thought. Okay. I'm gonna wait to go into that. make sure the player can grab and swing around a horizontal branch. And I can, so what I'm going to do is go to Mixamo. Hanging idle is good, but like... Okay, so run to swing is good, but then when you're holding... Pair down. Ready to see your sack for after triple revolution. That's so funny. That's hilarious to me. Run, Hank. But so, I only want the animation. Up to 40 frames. Okay. Alright, so here's what I'm doing. You can't see it, that's what's going on. Now you can see it? Can you not? Okay, now you can see it. So maybe 41? Or 50 here. I want to do a swing after that. Like, I want to do a loop-to-loop right after that. Let's do swing. Swing around. No, just swing. Okay. I'm actually very excited to implement that. And I'm going to rebuild these right now. Or at least give them different... I'm going to give them different functionality. High precision mechanic that adds a gymnastic style. There we go. Radial constraint math. Grind rail for your arms. Instead of sliding in a line, you're sliding in a circle. When you pass under the branch, the script anchors you to a fixed... I don't understand. Oh, fixed distance as to when you catch it. So if you press it within a certain distance, then you grab onto it just like the rail. The arc, the momentum is converted by your angular velocity spinning. The pump holding W. Okay, we'll see if I can do it with the pump. When you let go, the circular speed is converted back into a straight line. Not into a straight line. I guess, let's see what it does. Tangential velocity. Let me look that up super quick. Instantaneous linear speed of an object moving along a circular path. Directed tangent. I mean, people were probably studying this right just recently for the Artemis thing, I bet. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. So the velocity is equal to the radius times... that's not W, but that would be angular velocity. How do you... Okay. I can look into this later, but now I know that's what that's about. Math is awesome. Normal acceleration. Direction of motion. Huh. Okay. Cool. Math is cool. Alright, we're going back to mixer mode because we have that one thing. Let me update this. Back to Xcode. And I can change the looks of these, and I'm going to get rid of the sideline script on this. I see. I see. One more I see? Not really. Okay. We're done here. Okay. Right. Swing controller is getting an update. I'm going to reset my displays here because I'm not having a good time how I handle that. Arrange. It's adorable that it looks like that, but I prefer this. Makes my life easier. Okay. The swing controller gets an update. Branch script. Swing branch. Scripting. Swing branch. So we need to make these circular. Okay. And then we need to add some more of those small ones, but that's what these are going to be, so just remove point, just delete it. I wish I would just get rid of that. I don't want it. I don't want it. Swing branch. Let me... Oh no. Whoops. .3D, looking and working in 3D has always been a challenge for me. I've never been familiar with it, kind of, which is stupid to say because it's kind of real life, right? But it's hard. Cool. Right where we want it. Let's see if I put this here. Okay. No, that's cool and weird. I've never seen that view. That's wild. Okay. Very strange. I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know why it has that on there. But what I do know is I need to make it smaller. So that's 6. Whoops. My instinct is to just... I don't know how I figured that out. Okay. Is that thick enough of a branch? I mean... I don't see why that wouldn't work, but I kind of want to make it bigger. It's too big. That's too big. Point two actually makes sense. Okay. Let's make sure it looks right where it needs to look. I see you. Duh! Almost. Let's go. Let's go! Oh, come on. That was ridiculous. So how do I do this? All right. You swing way too fast. Critical add swing. Oh. What? That blue circle is part of the fucking script. That's one of the newer things I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know I couldn't do that. Minimum entry speed, 1. Pump strength. Swing radius. Okay. Give you a shove, you can lose this. It looks weird. No, wait. Not look. It looks weird. Let's try that. Doesn't look weird. It's just. So it looks. Weird. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, I want it to be the same as the branches where you have to jump and grab. Okay, let me explain that. Completely, but it seems to grab hold of. Looks off completely, but the player seems to grab hold of the branch. To swing around. Now, because right. Let me quickly go back to mixed mode, see if I find any of the swinging that I was looking for. Start swinging. I guess it would be a swing to a hang. And then the hang would be like, it would look like the momentum. I think it would be swing to a hang. Or problem is the way that looks. Unless don't look so bad. It's just the wrists look weird. Let's do ledge. Hang. I just don't like that this is so boring. Oh god, overdrive on idle. Oh, swing. Oh! Why did that happen? Body extension. Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. That's fine. Okay. I'm going to try that. I think that's going to work. I think that's going to work. Okay, so I have those two, and I haven't moved anything over into my animations folder in a while. Tarzan Man, no. It's not Tarzan Man, so everybody's clear. Just don't know where I put... Ram coding. If I rename it, everything's gonna fuck there. Okay. Dasher, the Orchard. Community projects. Not what I'm looking for. Oh lord. This is really gonna get me. Okay. Only way to do this. FPX. There we go. It is in Tarzan Man. Damn. Do need to rename it. I ran in Hanging Idle and Run and Swing. We're gonna stop this. Animations. Did it add it? Hanging Idle. Okay, we're gonna rename this to Rope Hanging. And we're going to rename this to Ledge Hanging. Yeah. Loop time is going to remain on for this one. We're going to, yeah. I don't want to say ledge, because it's not a ledge hang. This is a branch hang. Branch hang. Let's call it branch. But when I type one, I'll go mute. Save that. Cool. All that seems okay to me. All that seems okay to me. Okay. And then the other one was Run and Swing. What the fuck? What's going on here? I'm confused. Did I not apply that? I did not apply that. Okay. No, we don't want to loop time. Run to branch swing. I hate that. I don't want to call it that. But alas, here I am. Okay. So I have a run to the branch swing. And I have a hanging idle. And honestly, my hanging idle needs to be a little more... less of the extension. Because if I'm correct... Oh, God. It's kind of annoying because if it's at a certain speed, then it would be better if the legs are tucked in, but also if they're moving. Oof. Okay. I know what I want, but I'm going to save this for later. I'm going to save this for later. Let's go back to building. When I swing around. Excuse me. I have an animation for jumping to. And then branch swimming. I do love the poster change speeds one. Alright. I just gave it a whole rundown of what I need. What up, noob? This thing kind of works. So I'm happy about that. You're going to be able to run, jump, swing on it, do a loop-to-loop. And then, you know what? I just have to say this now. Today's going to be one of those days where I work on this project and it looks like I haven't done shit. And I say that respectfully to myself because it looks like I haven't done much, but I know I've done a lot, and I need to remind myself of how much work I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to accomplish, and realistically, how much I've accomplished in the time I've done it and what I'm looking to do in my next few months here. This is such a basic mechanic. I think that a seasoned developer could have figured out a little sooner than I could, or at least tweaked and, gotten it to a closer state. This is the fastest I can do it, and honestly, I'm going to feel utterly satisfied when this is done. What I'm trying to say, though, is I'm going to spend a lot of my time working on this part during the stream, and then tonight I inevitably will spend time tweaking and adding more to the tower, so that tomorrow when I do this again, because I'm coming back tomorrow, I'm happy about that, I will be able to continue how this all looks. So I'm looking forward to it, and I just wanted to do a brief intermission just to say that, drink a little coffee, allow the LLM to deliver what it gave me, and go from there. Let's close that up. Let's read what it's got to say. On a rigid hinge. And we need to go with pure polar coordinate math. Circular rail for your arms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to revert swing controller to its old state. I don't know if that's going to fuck everything up. Dampened entry. When you hit the branch, your speed is caught and smooth so it doesn't jerk. Speed naturally increases as you swing down and slows as you go up. I've added momentum multiplier that grows your speed every time you pass the bottom of the arc, making those 3 loops feel powerful. Character mesh will now rotate at the face direction the head of the swing, head first, then swing around. Logic breakdown. When you touch the branch, the script takes your current flight speed and converts it into circular speed. I added a minimum speed check so you don't stick, you just drift into it. And you have to have the velocity to, quote, commit to the loop. Didn't realize that wasn't going there. What else? Commit to the loop. Handling loops. I added a branch momentum gain. Every frame the player is near the bottom of the swing, the fastest part, the script multiplies your speed. This ensures that you catch the branch. You'll naturally do 2 to 3 clean loops before gravity slows you down too much. Add a trigger called branch grab. This is what I wanted to talk about, so let's go. We're going into parameters. Branch grab. Keep the boolean is branch swinging. What? Oh, is swinging. I'm just gonna say it. Oh. Wait. Okay. Let's stop right here. And let me show you that I have a is swinging parameter, but not is branch swinging, because it was made for the vines. I'll send a quick photo of that real quick. Which layer am I in? You know what? Let me just do the base layer so we all know what we're talking about here. Set a transition from your normal state to the swinging pose using the branch grab. Not thieves, the vines. Alright, we're gonna run that. But we're also gonna give it a shot. Let's see what it does. Console. Okay, wait. Hold your horses. Also this. So I want you to go off the OG swing controller and make sure we don't lose any of the current functionality. Thanks. Boom, 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 boom. And then, what else? I'm just tired every day. I'm basically trying to readjust. Because last week I committed to working, which obviously I have to, but career-wise, I just will always be working hard to do something great. Doesn't matter where or with who or what, doesn't matter. But for right now, some days I have to put a lot into that, and now I have some energy to put into this. But I am readjusting my whole schedule to adapt again. Which I think 1 week wouldn't really mess you up, but it surprisingly did. Master unified baseline code. I restored ground friction. Let's call this the right error. I re-implemented. Hopefully it doesn't fuck everything up. Ugh. Quick fixes. You don't need a new parameter. I changed engage to include. What? If you're looping around the bar, you're... I don't understand what that means. Let's see if this fixes anything first and foremost. More problems? Like a terrible manager. I'm just like, no problems. What can I call you out on? Oh dear Lord, no coffee. That's a crime. Oh man. Almost. Okay, I think it's something... Alright. Oh, shit. It's like, by the way, how does it feel on the rails? Like, fuck you. Don't touch the rails. Okay. Okay, you fixed it. Great. Cool, great. It's crazy because it's just like, just don't touch anything. It feels like an enter. Don't touch anything. You've done enough. You did a great job. Let's get you pizza. Okay. So far, it's good, but we need to rework this branch swinging thing, and I need you to walk me through animating the jump to the branch to, yeah, branch for branch swinging, and the holding, that's what's going on. So the camera is following the character. That I'm not having a problem with the catch and hold. I'm having a problem with the camera following the character as it does the loop, and I don't need that. I need the camera to stay in a fixed position when the character grabs and holds. And that's what it is. But from how the camera works, right now it continues to follow the player as they swing on the branch, but the reality is that it needs to be more about, what's the word? Oh, not more about. And what I would prefer is that the question is, do I want it to always freeze for just this branch swinging, or for swinging on a vine too? Because now that I think about it, it would be great if when I'm swinging on a vine, it doesn't send me back and forth and kind of make me a little dizzy, I guess. What I would is that the camera stays in a fixed position once the on the branch, maybe a touch wider FOV too, until the player releases, and then it returns to following the player. I think I want that to happen with vine swinging as well, but not the grinding per se. I don't know. Hey Google, what is per se? Alright.
Here's the definition of per se. By or in itself or themselves, intrinsically.
By or themselves, in or themselves, per se is too casual to be dropping with LLMs. LLMs don't need to be talked to casually, and yet when you do, I feel like they don't help. So, alright, branch swing, you don't need a new parameter, blah 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 blah. But not the grinding. Do not. It would not affect the Alright. I feel like this update is going to get me a lot closer to what I'm going towards. And about 20 minutes ago, I hit this point where I could grab and hold. But now I'm getting what the issue is, and it wasn't like, why am I just bouncing around? It's the camera is desperately trying to keep up. Cannot do that. The camera needs to be fixed when you grab onto one of these, and maybe zoom out a little bit and give you the space to swing, and then boom, you let go. Yes, coffee delivering. Making the worlds feel bigger and the player's arc more readable. I've updated the camera system. It now detects you're on a branch or a vine, so it locks. Okay. Since you have zero Unity experience. Thanks, bro. I know. God. Let me try this again. I feel like it truncated that. The name grind friction does not exist in the current context. It should. Should be no reason that didn't work, but I have 1 million tokens here. Spectator cam and gymnast flow update. We're implementing the dual mode camera. When you land on land or grinding, the camera follows behind your shoulders like a snowboarder. A second group. Let's see if this actually did it right. I'll take 331. Before I move to part 2. Okay. I'm going to follow branch 2, or part 2, and then go back and relook at it. That's a trigger state. Animation transition. Locate your jump start and fall loop. Huh. I don't think I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. That's what I'm trying to say. I was about to say. We're going to try this again. Let's make sure everything else looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Cool. Cool. No. Let me try this, the vine actually, because I hope I didn't fuck that up. It's a bit of a pain in the butt what I have to do there, but it's part of the process and enjoying it. Ooh, just a bit of a challenge. don't mind that. I'll download that just to be safe. Camera capture system. As I requested, the camera will now stay behind you at the jump point, watching you from a wide cinematic angle while you loop, and only returns to follow you once you release into the air. Let's see if it does that. The master version. Can't call it a master version when you keep updating it. Just gotta keep updating it. Camera lock. This camera stores the position where you entered the swing. Fixed spectator cam. Infinite looping. If you have enough speed, you will loop over. Okay. You can no longer grab a branch when you're holding a vine. Okay, homie. Whoa! You're about to kill that. I don't think. No. No, no, no. Please make sure we are building from here and do not truncate the code. I say that because I got 4 errors. I need the flip timer, the rotate. Well, quarter neon, quaternion. I don't know what the fuck that means. Quaternion. Quaternion. Oh, quaternion. Extends the complex numbers. Quaternions were first described by the Irish mathematicians. I don't understand that. Though that looks oddly like Pokemon. The early Pokemon stuff in mathematics. Extends complex numbers. Quaternions were first described by applied mechanics in a 3-dimensional space. Any rotation in 3D can be represented by a composition of 2 reflections. A 4-vector element. 4-element vector. 2 distinct components, a scalar and a 3-element unit vector. Scalar value, W, corresponds to an angle of rotation. Corresponds to an angle of rotation. I don't think I get it. I definitely don't get it. But this seems to get it, so. Yes. I'm aware. I am aware. Oh, that's a really good stretch. Ooh, it's like a wake-up stretch. As I get yawner. Okay. This is a major architectural step to this flow. I've overhauled the logic. It's full 360, strictly separate and branch, so they don't fight each other. Implemented the stationary spectator camera. Locks you into position. Full drop-in includes. Okay. Let's see if it actually works. Almost works. Before, oh wait. 4 step 3. Okay, wait. transition one, jump and fall to branch swing. Branch grab. Has exit time. Uncheck has exit time. Click your branch swing. Swing, branching. Right, run to branch hanging state. Confused. Oh no, wait, I'm not confused. Good. I got to just clean this up. Yeah. Hey. All right. Locomotion. Follow. This one is false. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. You too.
There's only one bathroom, right?
Yeah, only one bathroom here.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
No.
Would love more space. Thanks a lot. Alright, back at it. It's the middle of the month and they sent, well, it's not even the middle of the month, but it's a Wednesday, and on Wednesdays occasionally in the apartment building they send people to do pest control things to make sure there are no buggies, so all good so far. The dye test. Interesting. Okay. Let's go. So right click, fall loop, make transition. Did that. In its transition back to fall loop or locomotion, ensure the condition is swinging is false. I don't know if it's a locomotion or fall loop. It's kind of confusing as to when to trigger these things, but learning... First of all, I'm going to have to learn how to better organize this grid thing, but it'd be great to have more colors, but I don't know if that's going to help me. Swing controller is fixed. Baby Jane Doe. God, my wife got that in my head. To get Zach Print. Oh, it's like an excavator looking thing that looks awesome. Yeah, they just be partying outside. All sorts of stuff is going on. Alright. Back at it. Cold. Or at least chilly, as the kids would say. Okay. To get Zach Braff to hold. Right. So select this. Branch hang, that's what the arm set stretched. Check loop time to ensure. I think I already did that. Loop time is on. Link fall loop. Hanging. Hazard to set time is unchecked. Out. Link it. Or fall loop. Oh, 0.3. See if I did that right. Once it fixes it, I think I'll be in business to rework a couple of those branches. Oh, we made it to 3 o'clock. Oh. But tomorrow we're gonna work a lot longer on this. Well, maybe. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Maybe tomorrow I get a little less time to do what I need to do, but we'll see. The goal is to get as much time as possible, but it's not how life works. Dissolve the sending me to the ground, you'll see blah 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 blah, the fix. Did that. Bring it back here. For Baby Jane Doe. Baby Jane Doe! My wife recommended I do this. I'm tired. I never went live on TikTok. I don't even know if I should for 30 minutes, but fuck it, why not? Why the fuck not? It's TikTok. Nobody has attention over there. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on. We're going to TikTok, baby. We're going live, baby. Let's go. Baby Jane Doe! Alright. It's a pretty hard transition to Baby Jane Doe. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna update that. Why are you playing me like that? There we go. Compiled? No errors? No, beautiful. No errors. Love that. Let's see if it works. Check Reanimator. I did that. It said double check, but I don't want to double check anything. Alright, let's make sure my grinding's all fine. Grinding is good. Jumping off the grind is good. Poison bush hurts me. Love that poison bush. This one I can ride. Can jump. I can flip. I can back flip. I can front flip. almost does it perfectly. It's great. Okay. Alright, that's all good, that's all good. Baby Jane Doe. These don't interfere with each other yet. This probably does, though. Wait. It no longer does! Oh my god! That's fantastic. So that means it cannot interact. Oh. Oh. There we go. Perfect. Okay, cool. Almost! Alright, let's try that again. Okay, it's not fixing position. That's my problem, and I don't want it to not fix position. No, it's not doing it. Alright, Unity, chill. It's still all is working a little. This branch swinging is looking a little better, but nauseating because wait, this branch swinging is looking a little bit nauseating because also what? If it looks that confusing, I cannot properly fix the animation, so we need to make sure that it does not follow and stays static and expands FOV once a player grabs onto a branch. Expands FOV once a player grabs onto a branch and then returns to following the player once they release. Now that I'm trying to implement this idea of having it part of combat, it's going to be such a nightmare, I feel. Because it's going to be like, yeah, I figured that out. But then it doesn't figure that out. Also, in that screenshot, it clearly shows that it's grabbing onto something else that's not the branch. Which, maybe it's the feet that are grabbing on. But... excuse me. Shouldn't be tired. All this coffee should help me. It's already 3:12. I'm going to wrap up at 3:45, and then I'm going to clean up the house a little bit, get some food ready and in me, and then proceed to work. But later tonight, when I have some time, I'm going to put a little more effort into making this look good. I think I'll have this branch swinging thing done in a couple minutes, and then it'll open up my night to actually rebuild my tower a little better and continue to expand on it with the time I have occasionally. Oh, excuse me. Alright, disparaging remarks on my own screen makes me a better developer, I suppose. Alright, no problem. Will the camera do the right thing? Let's just make sure everything else is working. Cool. 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 And last but not least, are you cool? Oof. Alright, cool. Not cool. So it kind of okay. Just the various screenshots of how it is not following the rules like it's supposed to. And by following the rules, I mean following the camera needs to not follow when you're looping like that. Like everything else is looking great, but I really want to make sure that that doesn't happen. But we're almost there, I think. Unfortunately, it is still the camera is still following the player, and when player swings, it seems to be attached to the branch. Not line renderer, but some kind of invisible catch. Let's just say not by the model's hands. So hopefully it can walk me through how to connect it, because it's been able to do it for the way that the feet catch onto the vines. So, and I'll use that as an example. Consider how we have the feet catch onto the vine rail, and how we can implement that concept, at least for grabbing onto the branch. The last thing I need for that is, but most importantly, we need to not stabilize, but make sure the camera remains fixed. Remains fixed as we are looping. As we grab on a branch. It would also be great for a player to jump from a static position themselves. Grab the branch and begin to swing back and forth to build momentum. The camera is most important right now. I think that's what's going to make everything work properly. Oh, man. Alright. So that's cool. That's great. Things are looking good with this. I don't mind that. See if I can make it up just a little bit in the meantime while it's doing that business. Don't know why I can't make this, but I can always make this.
Chat, I like this dude, said. Holy jump animation.
Holy jump animation. Thank you very much. I feel like that's a big compliment, especially because this is 16 days of never using Unity like this, so... broken up, of course. It's been more than 16 days of time doing this, but surprisingly easy to implement. It's just about making your transitions for the animations proper. Oh, nuts. I'm doing a test run here. Well, my little LLM is helping me with something I'm doing. Whoop. There we go. What can I catch down the way? See, this is really unhelpful. The camera. And I'm definitely gonna have to figure out a better solution for the camera to not get like caught up behind that wall. But it's kind of the same way of how I'm fixing the camera right now. So I'm actually gonna go check on that after I do this quick move that I'm used to doing. Did I make it? I made it. Oh, I just barely didn't catch that. It's a shame. But I caught... Oh, I didn't catch those either. Alright. I need to pause this so I don't get caught up doing
Chat,
that.
I like this dude, said. You can shoot 6 raycast in 6 direction from camera transform and fix camera sipping.
That is a very big sentence for me. Just a quick primer. This is a project, I have no game development background, so I understand a little bit of what raycast maybe is, or ray tracing maybe, but I don't really know a lot of the concepts, and hopefully this doesn't frustrate you, I'm working with LLMs to help develop the project from scratch. And so from having a gray capsule that kind of jumps around and Spider-Man's a little bit, this is where I've gotten. So I guess if you could say that again in a more simple way for me to understand, or a way I can maybe deliver to, I'm working with Gemini's AI Studio to do that, please do, because I don't know what that means, and I'm a little embarrassed, but I do want to learn. As you can see, I'm pushing myself here by saying what up noob, but it changes to vitality, which is health, but I digress. Let me get...
Chat, I like this
hopefully.
dude, said. I do vibe coding too.
Very cool. So, could I'm gonna try the new code that it's spit out for me here. I'm gonna try to see if it gives me a proper update on what I'm doing for the fixed camera thing, but I will bring that up. Shoot 6 raycasts in 6 directions from camera transform and fixed camera clipping. I will pitch that in. I have
Chat I like this dude said, it's better to make a new script for camera, or it could get messed up with
Interesting.
player movement.
Maybe I do have a script for my camera right now. Hold on. I might not. I don't. So I agree, probably having a new script dedicated to a camera makes a whole lot of sense. Alright, let's see what it brings up for me. How long have you been in game dev or just vibe coding in general? And what are you working on? It'd be cool if it would show me. Right, let's see what we got. The viewer is exactly right. Thank you, chat. I like this dude. Because you clearly know more than this. We're at a point where the swing controller is trying to be the God script. That's right. Okay, that's something I was noticing. It's like every time we updated something, it was like swing controller this, swing controller that. Separating them as a pro move prevents spaghetti code. Great separation. Traversal camera. Let's do that. Create a new script. And then we're gonna drop that in. Pure vision, clipping protection, cinematic shots, the eyes. And that, so you're just joining, but like, that actually really helps with this concept that I have up here. Like, you can see that bridge, even though it's pretty messy, it all shoots up. I was explaining at the beginning of the stream that once you make it to that point going up this tower, it would be considered like a midpoint, and then while you see there's a big opening there to enter, the concept would be that you don't have a full opening, but when you cross that bridge, it gives you an insight into the mid canopy, lower canopy, and hints of what the upper canopy looks like of the jungle. So basically, my concept was that, you know, in certain video games, especially when they're trying to show off the nature in the story, they will have cinematic camera movements in the middle of gameplay. And they're more like transitionary movements, I guess you could say, right? So when you're running, the camera will now go a little more cinematic, reveal something either from a profile view or from a wider perspective, or the camera does a little more work to help you, and then it reverts back to following the character, which, if I'm trying to do it all in one script, is probably going to be hell, and I'm glad I didn't try to do that at all yet, because I knew that was eventually. This is going to help me. I 100% agree. Thank you for the advice. I'm kind of excited because I felt like that was going to be a headache, and I kind of expressed that earlier. Traversal camera. So let's open this up in Xcode. And hopefully it fixes it proper. The muscles. We are reworking this. Kind of really excited for how that changes it. Go to my camera component. Now that's something I haven't even touched here, which is kind of embarrassing. Wait. No. That'll do it. I think it'll do it. Why isn't that updated? Oh. I was going to say, why isn't that working? There's a whole lot going on here. Because we're revamping this, it might break a couple things, and I'm really hoping it doesn't, but... I hope it doesn't mess with my grinding camera stuff, but if it does, I'm going to revert and ask it to basically keep an eye on that when it's creating or updating this new traversal camera script. Because I think that's a bigger concern for me. I am deeply sorry. God, these LLMs are so weird. I inadvertently stripped out core functions to your otherworld objects. I don't want you. Yes. Okay. Save that. Testing guide. Wait for the compilation. Poof. All gone? Nice. Alright, back to it. Let's go back to Zach Braff. Alright, let's make sure this works properly. Camera's following. Ah, I fucked it up. Almost.
Chat, I like this dude, said, it's better to use Gemini with a coding partner Gem or a Unity GPT and Chat GPT.
So, what I'm doing, and I've done a little less of it today because I've been very dependent on Gemini, but I've been using Gemini to help me develop the scripting and plan out how I'm implementing some of it. But I'm using, not today at least, ChatGPT to help me kind of plan out how to use or build certain like assets in Unity. Gemini has been working to help me with the scripting and kind of the interactive components. And then I have Claude that is helping track the project, the context of the project. So I can limit the token usage on Claude and use it to basically either get some direction and advice or just mostly keep track of the steps that I've taken since I began the project. Which I don't have anything built in right now, but hold on. Better coding partner. Right. I don't know about Unity GPT. Is that something that's a plugin for Unity that I can get from the asset store, I'm assuming? Oh, wait. Okay, wait. That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Chat, I like this dude, said, the official Unity AI or BZ can also help learning the editor stuff.
Okay. Here, let me... Unity AI assistant. Generate assets, automate workflows. That's crazy. Huh. Let me save this. Window package manager. Add package by name. In project packages Unity. cool. Kind of wild. It is nice to bounce back and forth, but it is going to be very cool to have this kind of ready to go. Do you have any advice for how I should go about it? Because I'm reading some of the documentation and how to prompt it and stuff. The main menu, select AI assistant. It's 3:33. I gotta be wrapping up by around 4. I have some shit to get done. To monitor your AI usage manage. It's building it all right now. It's pretty awesome. I have to make sure the bounce pad works. Oh, right, and I need to try that branch. It's the one thing I wasn't done doing. Okay. I now have an AI assistant from Unity here. Insufficient points. Okay, so I have to pay. API points request. Can request additional points. Dude, not yet in the beta. I'm not in the beta yet. I'll have to recheck this though. Key benefits FAQ. Yes, I know. How much will it cost? During the close period, it's free. Interesting. I'm gonna look into this on my off time because I'm gonna be wrapping up pretty soon. But I like that I have this now, and I'm gonna try to figure out how to help me with using it. Help myself with using it, but I will look into this because I don't need to pay for another service right now, but it is good to know that I have that at hand. Let me... Everything was working fine, except, okay, wait. My real situation changed. It is supposed, not it is supposed to, it was, no, the player should be facing, not racing, facing perpendicular while on the rail, like before, right now. Forward. Let me actually just show that. It's not how I want it to look. But I do need to drop that in there. Can we... Right, let me try the one thing I'm here to actually fix. Swinging is fine, just need to make sure. Uh-oh. That's a problem. Okay. Give that a shot. Didn't even get to try the branch because I was stupid. In fact, let me stop this, and so I can actually give the branch feedback. Fuck. Yeah. The camera goes wild when I grab the player grabs a branch to remain static in that state. I'm gonna say that for now. Or 3:39. I gotta wrap this up pretty soon. Kind of a shame, but it's part of a day. And tomorrow I'm going to put a lot more time if I can. And go from there. And figure out Unity AI. Let me finish signing up for that, actually. I need an organization. I don't think I can do it. Oh, it's just such complication. I'm gonna look into this later. What I am gonna do right now is try to fix this last bit and then get on moving today. Perpendicular stance. Restoring the broader stance. Right, thank you. No rough crash, fixing the crash on rail entry, fall back, sticky vine, resorting. Okay. Okay. This should be better. I know I'm just going to keep hitting big old potholes with this. No. Damn. Almost 4 o'clock. The day just good for you. Oh, God. My apologies. Remove survival variables in the snap camera during the last cleanup. Master restore. Thanks, dude. Master restore. Wrapping up here in a couple minutes. Hopefully everything is up to par for how I've had it working. This is the big one right now. Nice. Still, it's a little clunky. Oh, not like that. Alright, that happens occasionally. Right, front flip, back flip, front flip. Okay, that's working how I want it to work. That's working how I want it to work. Nope. 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 Almost, but not really there. I wonder when Zach Braff will properly come in and voice my character for me. I don't think I can do a Zach Braff. I don't think I can do a Zach Braff. Alright, let's see what it's got for me, and then I gotta wrap up, because I'm tired. I'm a tired guy. Late night tired guy. Stationary witness logic. Instead of the camera trying to keep up with the camera spinning at high speed, it will capture the coordinates of where you were standing when you jumped. At a 5-meter step back offset, stay frozen on the spot, only rotating its head to follow you. I don't know what that means. Not a chaotic spring. I don't know if that's going to fix it, but we'll see. No more nausea. If only we can always make these promises. Send that back. And then hopefully, once it fixes those 3 errors, we can go back in. Ready coding partner job. MCP. I will need to do that in MCP as opposed to. Maybe I'll do the MCP so that I can connect me to my agent, which would make the most sense. Where is Unity here? Let's see if we got this fixed. Carefully restored. Let's try this again. Gotta wrap up before 4, get a bite to eat, clean up some stuff, and take care of some chores, I guess, yeah. And I thought that was going to be done, which is perfect timing. I was just thinking about the dishwasher, and it should be like any second now. Need to make sure this is fine. Cool, cool. Looks good. Looks good. Dishwasher just finished. That's great. Vines are doing their vine thing. That's great. Poison is poison. That's fine. Survey says almost. Not quite. Can't figure it out, but it will. It's just not yet. Compiler errors are gone, but when I swing on the branch, the camera does not detach. Maybe a more concise way of saying it's going to get its way to figure it out. I also have to redo these animations so that it looks a little more proper. There's this one. Wait, what? Oh. Looks a little more seamless when you do it like that. Almost. Run, jump, and grab. That ain't my baby. Looks kind of weird when it does that. Maybe it's a shorter transition. Yeah, that looks a little more seamless. Okay, let's see what it fixed. And see if I can wrap up here. To fix the nausea camera, we're moving away from the camera, guessing when you're swinging. Instead, we'll use command-based camera. Catches a vine and it will explicitly tell. Freeze right here and watch me. Okay. That sounds like a solution. Swing controller. Okay. Okay. No compiler errors. Just before 4 o'clock. I'm gonna make sure the grinding works first and foremost. Perfect. Perfect. Cool. Nope. Nope. But we're gonna do our last ditch effort. No. But here are my scripts, and here is how my camera builds. Hierarchy components. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. And then we're going to sign off, and I'm going to work on this on my own when I have time, as I have time. There's that CM player follow, which I forgot about that. Screen fader. I'm thinking this is plenty to provide. Send it. Oof. Guess what? I did that. Alright, I'm going to wrap it up there. I got to take a call. But thanks for watching, and I'll be back one day.